everybody. Welcome to Tea Time. I'm so glad you're joining me tonight. Yep, it's March 15th, the middle of the month. Weather's a little crazy. Doesn't know if it wants to get warm, then it gets cold. My grandmother always said March is a crazy weather month, and crazy people are born in March. You want to know why she said that? Because my father was born in March. That's why. All right. My weekend was really quiet. I really didn't do much this weekend. I just stayed home, did some things around the house, and yesterday I Zoomed with my family, which was very important to me. So listen, let's get into it because, you know, my show goes fast. So I have with me a wonderful gentleman. He's an actor, he's a writer, he's a producer. Tony Welch is joining me tonight. Hello, Tony.
Hi, Teresa. How are you?
I'm fine. Thank you for joining me tonight. I'm so glad you're here.
Well, thanks for having me on. I appreciate it. Thank you. Good to be
excited. Here. So listen, let's talk a little bit about you. I want people to get to know you.
About me, okay.
You're originally a Brooklyn boy, right?
Yes, Brooklyn, yes. Born in Manhattan and then raised mostly in Brooklyn, yep.
Yeah, and you went to high school in Brooklyn too, right?
The high school in Brooklyn, FDR High School in Bensonhurst, Brooklyn.
Yeah,
and lived in various parts of Brooklyn. I mean, moved around a little bit, the Canarsie area, primarily a little bit of Borough Park area, Bensonhurst, Dyke Heights, Bay Ridge, where I ended my time in Bay Ridge in Brooklyn. And then I moved out west, then I came back. I moved upstate, and I came back, and I'm here now in Staten Island. So
wow, Staten Italy. We say Staten Italy, yeah.
Staten Italy, exactly. Exactly. Okay.
There. I have cousins there. So listen. So what did you do after high school? What did you do? Where did you go?
Well, after high school, I went to Wagner College, and I took some. I took business courses, business administration courses, and before that, I dabbled in. I got into acting a little bit in high school, my last year of high school.
Okay.
Through the Sing, those Sing programs.
Sing.
Exactly, yeah. Me too. So Senior Sing was when I got involved, and I really started behind the scenes and just wanted to help out. And then they gave me a little part, and I took the part, and I realized that I kind of liked it. I didn't freeze on stage. I didn't collapse or anything. So I thought, okay, this might be okay. And I thought I'd try it when I got to college. Yeah. I took some courses in college, but in college, it's unless it's I think an Ivy League school, they don't really focus on it, the students, as much as they should if you're really seriously thinking about going into it. You know what I mean? Because they're taking it as an elective course, things like that. So, and I was like, if I really wanted to see if I wanted to do something like this, I think I might have wanted to venture into something a little deeper, and that's when I did that. But I worked on Wall Street after school and college, as a messenger, and that, as for money. And then I pursued acting. While I was doing that, I had a theater group that kind of started, and we were in the Village in Soho.
Okay.
And and that got me going a little bit more. And then I eventually saw an ad for the Lee Strasberg Theater Institute. And I think backstage, and they were interviewing people, and I went in for an interview, and they interviewed me extensively, and gave me the whole rigmarole of why and what and blah, blah. And it was accepted, and that started me going.
That's fantastic. Yeah. I mean, that's really. I mean, look, you did that 1 year, senior year, right? I mean, before that, like acting really never crossed your mind, right?
Nah, I wanted to be a baseball player. I wanted to be anything, but I figured, and like I said, I never even thought about that. I mean, I would watch other people doing it, and I would act out parts in my head, and not even realize that I was really interested in it. But then, like I said, they asked me to help out, kind of behind the scenes and all that. Never really thought I was going to be an actor, right. And then like I said, I enjoyed it. I actually enjoyed working on it and working with the other people. So then that's what started it for me.
Yeah, but getting accepted into the Lee Strasberg Theater and Film Institute, that's huge. I mean, that's really huge.
Yeah, it was. And I was proud of, I was proud of that. I was surprised too, but they really, they grilled you for the interview. They wanted to make sure, you were there for the right reasons, and you weren't there just to be a star and the fame, and you weren't caught up in all that. They wanted to let you know it was going to be work. It was going to be hard, you had to be serious and dedicated. So they wanted to make sure. And, I guess I passed it. So they took me in, and it was great. It was great, and I had a great time. It was intense.
Oh, I'm
But I
sure.
enjoyed that.
Yeah.
Yeah, I
Yeah.
enjoyed that. So, and I met a lot of great people, a lot of great teachers,
Yeah.
and a lot of great actors that I'm still friends with today, actually, that
That's,
have
that's
moved
nice.
along the ranks, and some of them are very famous, some of them are mildly famous, and some of them are,
Well,
we're still plugging at it. So,
listen, I've been on stage. My mother put me on stage when I was 4 years old.
yeah,
Okay.
okay,
Dancing. And then
okay.
I always
That I
did.
don't do. I don't sing or dance. No musical theater for me.
And then I was always on stage acting, whether it
Right.
be junior high school or high
Sure.
school or even in college. I went to Queens College and I majored in communications media and minored in
Okay.
acting. Like you said, they don't have
Well, it's usually an elective. I need to take a
exactly.
course. I'll take that, and I'll have fun with it, and that's nothing wrong with that. I mean,
Right,
really.
right.
But if you really want to pursue it seriously, it's not going to be enough. So you
Right. But
really have to go on to.
my whole thing was, and I'm sure you could agree with me. Look, I mean,
Mhm.
I can't. When I was a kid, I wanted to be famous. You know what I'm saying? When I was
Right,
a
right,
kid.
right.
Now, I
Sure.
just want to be a working actor.
Oh,
You
yeah,
know?
absolutely,
Because I think the
absolutely.
secret is longevity. And if you can
It
say
is.
I'm a working actor and have a long career, and you know
Mhm.
what? I like my anonymity. I like to be able to go to a store and not be hounded and have to have on
Oh,
makeup
yeah,
all the time and always look, great.
exactly.
You
You're
know,
right.
I want
You're
to
right.
whatever, go without makeup and look like a schlep sometimes. But the point is that to be a working
Yeah,
actor
yeah.
for over many,
Right,
many
right,
years,
right, right.
that's the biggest accomplishment.
Well, yeah, and one of my teachers at Strasbourg used to say to us all the time, if you're in this to really make money and become rich and famous, there are easier ways to make money.
Yeah,
you know,
yeah, definitely.
because you're going to get rejected 99% of the time, and you're going to struggle, work paycheck to paycheck. You might not get a paycheck for months. So you got to, that's why when they interview you, they want to make sure you're doing it for the right reasons,
Right,
you know,
right.
because you won't last if you're not doing it for the right reasons. And when I was there, I even never really wanted to be, believe it or not, a star. I wanted to be a character actor who acted in a lot of roles, because for me, the attraction was to take on a lot of different characters. I mean, not to be stereotypical, but a lot of stars are just, they're stars. They're known for what they do, and you identify with them as a star and then a role. I wanted to take on different hats and different characters, and get lost in my roles. I always just tell people, I want to be one of those actors that they say, you know what? I don't know his name, but I see him all the time. He works a lot. You know what I mean? One of those.
Exactly. Because
And I'm okay with that.
I don't
You know what I
want
mean?
to pigeonhole
Yeah, I want to
myself.
be able to walk into a store and get my own cup of coffee and my own sandwich, and not
Yes,
get hounded by
yes.
paparazzi.
Oh,
That's glamorous for a little while, and it sounds
right.
nice in the beginning, but after a while, you don't
Yeah,
really. I don't want that. I don't need that. Thank you. No, I'm
right.
okay. Yeah, if I just work a lot and get work, and no, really, I work. I
I
do
like
what I want to do.
transforming
When I go
myself.
home, I'm fine.
Yeah, I love
Yeah,
transforming myself into different people, different characters, different looks. People don't
exactly.
even know. I do an off-Broadway play, and I'm one character in the beginning of it, and I make people cry. And in the second half, I come out with the
Mhm.
blonde wig, and I make people laugh as a ditz.
Right,
And
right.
I don't even think people correlate that I'm the same person, which is great, and I love it.
Oh,
You
it
know,
is. That's right. That's right. You take on different looks. I used to take on a lot of different physical looks, maybe
yeah,
some different accents. Work on all of that, and really, that's what I liked about the art itself. So,
yes,
you
you
know,
get
getting to
merged.
be, and if you do that well, sometimes you just fall into success and stardom automatically. But if you're shooting for it from the start, good luck,
Yeah.
because
Well,
it's
that leads me
good
to
luck.
my next question. What
Yep.
was your first professional acting gig?
Ooh, professional. My first professional. Well, I did a lot of extra work before I got into SAG.
Okay, but that
So
counts. That counts.
background work. My
Yes.
the first background job I did, I wasn't even in SAG, and this was a funny story. It was for it was an open call, and I said, well, again, let me see if I really want to do this. Let me talk about the glamour here and all that. And I went in, and I got chosen for for a film called Daniel. It was based on the book of Daniel by E.L. Doctorow. Okay, and it was Mandy Patinkin, Lindsay Krause, Timothy Hutton, and Amanda Plummer, and it was about the Rosenbergs. And Sidney Lumet was directing it. Okay,
Wow.
and the scene I had to do was we had to do a beach scene in Rockaway Beach, and it was like I think mid-April. Yeah, mid-April, and we had with the bathing suits of that time and all that, and I had a scene where I was just their son. I think it was the Rosenberg son, that was played by Mandy Patinkin and Lindsay Krause, starts to throw a beach ball into the water, then he runs after it. And she grabs him, and I put my hand out and I go get the ball, but I go right to the edge of the water. Now this is April.
It's cold.
Okay. It's very cold, and we're in bathing suits, okay? And it's like, and the ADs and the crew are over there going, and their parkers, remember, it's summertime, all right? You're supposed to be on the beach. It's summertime. Where's my hot chocolate? Oh my God, Thank God it was Sidney Lumet, who's known to be quick, because he does a few takes and he's out of there. You know what I mean? And so it was very, very. But that was the first one. I said to myself, is this the glamour I think I'm looking for? Because I'm freezing here. I don't want to be here. I know, but it was fun. That was the first one, and then I did some others, along the way, a lot of extra work until I got into SAG. I got my SAG card.
How'd you get your SAG card? That's
yeah. I got my SAG card. I got it before there was a merger. Actually, I got it before SAG-AFTRA merged. I got it in 1985, and I got it through doing what they call an industrial film. It was a training film for Bristol Myers Squibb at the time, and I was an employee being assessed for his performance, at work. So it was one of those, and that's how I got my SAG card.
Wow.
And then that started me off with that, and then I've done a lot since. But then I left the business for a long time too.
Oh, you did?
And then I came back.
Okay.
So yeah, I did. Yeah, I left it for about 17 years. I left it in terms of pursuing it. But I didn't leave it in terms of being in touch with my friends who are actors, writers, directors, the casting people, and the industry, knowing who was doing what. I always followed it. I still went to classes because I knew I wanted to get back into it eventually.
Right.
And when I did, I didn't want to be rusty. I didn't want to be out of it. So I left it because I had a family at the time.
You have to listen.
My son, well, he's older now. And so I felt that I couldn't do both at the same time.
I get it.
The right way. That was me.
You need a steady income.
And I had to do that, and there are people that are able to do it somehow, or however they want to do it. That's great for them, and it works for them. That's great. For me, I felt that I wasn't given enough to either, and I had a son and a family, so that was so I left it. But again, like I said, I left pursuing jobs, but I always stayed around it and in touch with the people, my friends. I supported their films, their projects. Went to the premieres, all that. So I was always in it, so that when I knew I was coming back to it, that it would be an easier transition, because it's almost like I never left. I just left not getting work. So when you see that big gap,
it's not like you left and everyone forgot about you because you stayed in contact.
Right, exactly. Yeah, I stayed in their minds because I wanted to stay in their minds and in their faces, because I know it was going to come back. So
yeah, it's important.
It was for me. So that was it. But then when I came back, now,
what year did you come back?
Well, recently I came back like about 2011, 2012. Okay. But I mean, I left in 1990. I moved to California. I moved to LA for 90 to 95 because I did something I had to do. You have to do that. Yeah. And got the little parts here and there, And then we did a play out there actually too that we won a Drama Log Award for Best Ensemble. So that was a good experience. And then came back. I've done a lot of, and then I did a lot of work, regular day work. Mm-hmm. And that's when I primarily left it, because I got entrenched in, a lot of work and a lot of hours and, making the money and all that kind of stuff. And then, like I said, about 2010. So I was out of it for total 17 years, but 2010 I came back, 2011, I started to work my way back into, looking for agents, and looking for managers, and getting a reel together, getting new headshots together, all that stuff that most actors do. And then 2019, I booked a day job on Broad City, and that was fun. That was a fun experience. So that was nice. And and now I'm just pursuing. A
lot of things, and we're gonna take a quick break. Okay. I want to say hello to Bruno. Thank you for watching. Please like and share the show. Thank you, everyone, for watching the show. We'll be right back with Tony Welch. Don't go away, everybody. So where do you want to go tonight?
Are you bored?
Oh my God.
Hold on tight. We're going to Coasters.
Coasters Tavern is located at 487 Newbridge Road in East Meadow. Their number's 516-557-2222. Kristen Tinsley is the divine comedian, tarot reads, and spiritual medium. Please subscribe to her YouTube channel, The Divine Femedian. That's Divine, Femedian, Femedian. Check it out and let her tell you what your future holds. Val's Crafty Creations. Are you looking for something personalized? She's the one to do it. She's on Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, Pinterest. Check it out. Val's Crafty Creations. From t-shirts, stemware, houseware. She does it all for any occasion. Val's Crafty Creations.
Well, hi there, Teresa. It's John York from General Hospital. I am just checking in because apparently you have a great talk show called Tea Time on Strong Island TV. I want you to have continued great success and have a lot of fun. It sounds like you're having a lot of fun, and that's pretty much the key to everything, isn't it? So continued success. I'm proud of you. Have a great day, Teresa. Bye.
Hey everybody, welcome back to Tea Time. I'm so glad you're joining me tonight because I have actor, writer, producer Tony Welch is with me, and Tony's had an incredible career. You know, left it a little bit, came back. He's doing great things. But I just want to throw out some things that, you know, he was on and in. You were in Big Lights, Big City, When Harry Met Sally, Law and Order. You've Got Mail, Life Among Cannibals. 20 to Life. That was it Duggan Bridges? Was that his name?
Duggan Bridges, yeah. He directed that. Yeah, that was a TV pilot that we did. So.
And then, like you said, you mentioned Broad City, too.
Right, Broad City, yeah.
But listen, all right, we're going to talk about Bensonhurst, which was written and directed by our friend Marcus Reyes, who was on the show.
Right,
so tell me, how much fun was that to film?
Well, you know, it was fun. We had with Marcus, you know, he came on and he basically was writing the script and he was set to direct it. And then we did a trailer at Pastel's nightclub, you know, and Joe D'Onofrio and I had a couple of scenes in that trailer too.
Pastel's in Brooklyn?
Pastel's in Staten Island now. It's in Staten Island now. Yeah, not the old Pastel's.
I went to Pastel's in Brooklyn.
Yeah, me too. Me too. I know. Me too, exactly. No, not that one. That would have been interesting. No, I don't know if they could get that. I don't know what the situation was with that. So there's one in Staten Island.
Okay.
And so we shot it there. And yeah, it was fun. I don't know what's happening with that now. I don't know if it's in development or pre-production or what's going on with that. I'm scheduled.
We'll find out.
Yeah, I'm scheduled to be a cop in it. So a dirty cop. So we'll see what happens with that. But yeah, Marcus is good to work with. I enjoy working with him.
Yeah, I'm looking forward.
That's where I met him. I met him on Bensonhurst, and then we did that short film that he showed you on his show, the horror film, the Osauce or whatever. My Eyes Glow, and so that was fun. That was fun.
All right, so let's talk about The Irishman. Okay.
Oh, The Irishman. Okay.
The Irishman. Sure. Tell everyone what you played and how close you got to Pacino.
Yeah. Well, The Irishman was I didn't even really go up for that role. I didn't get called in, and then I got a call like a couple of days before from the casting director. Said that they asked me if I was available for The Irishman. So I said, yeah, sure, of course. I always wanted to be on the set with those guys, especially. So. It was a Lewisburg prison guard. It's when Jimmy Hoffa was played by Al Pacino. He goes to prison. All right. And I had two days on it and two scenes in it, actually. The first scene was in the fight scene between him and the guy who plays Tony Pro, Stephen Graham, where he smacks the tray away. That was one scene. And then we broke for the weekend. I came back on a Monday, and then we found out that myself and another guy were going to walk him out, Al Pacino, as he's leaving the prison.
Yeah.
So that was a fun scene. I had met him many times before in Strasbourg when I was around Strasbourg, Al Pacino, and he was very he's different. That he was younger and he was much more energetic, and he'd come in sometimes and talk in the school itself, or maybe at the actor studio. But then I hadn't seen him for like years and years and years and years and years. So, and then when I saw him on the set, I mentioned that we had studied with the same teacher at one point, and that brought him right back to
Well, that's what I was
where
going
we
to
were
ask you. Did you
years
have
ago.
some kind
Yeah.
of conversation
Yeah.
with him? Yeah.
Yeah. Well, yeah. Basically, I mean, I said, we studied with the same. I studied at Strasberg. You studied at Strasberg. Lee Strasberg to him was like a second father.
Oh,
Him
yeah.
and Charlie Lawton. He was very close to both of them. I said I studied with Lee. I studied with Charlie. He goes, oh yeah, Charlie and Lee. Yeah. I mean, because Alan and Lee were very, very close too. That was like his. He was instrumental in getting Lee into The Godfather too.
Yes.
As him and Roth and all that. So he was they were very close. So we discussed that. That was a very cold day. It was a cold day in December, and we shot that at the Queen's Detention Center. It's a wing that they use separately for TV and film. Matter of fact, they recently, as I noticed it on The Undoing, where they use it on The Undoing, the HBO series. So they use that prison a lot. It's an active prison, but there's one section that it's just for TV and film. So it was very cold in this particular wing, I guess. There was no heat. It was December. He comes in, he's very cold. He was very hunched over. And he was like, he had his coat on. He had his assistant with him. He kept his scarf on in between takes because it was that cold, And it was funny because it was early in the morning, and we started a couple of takes, and he's walking with the box, and he starts to go hunched over.
Yeah.
And they had the technical advisor, that stop it, Al, you're Jimmy Hoffa, you're like in your 50s, whatever the age you're supposed to be, you're a little younger, you're a little sprier. Right. So he comes back, he goes, yeah, that's right, yeah. All right, I gotta be younger. This is what he's saying to him. So I gotta be younger. Remind me, I gotta be younger. So and he starts walking like that, and he's very funny. He was very cute and very nice. But we did that a couple times because the pacing of it was really, and it looked like, and it was a simple scene, but what complicated a little bit was because of the voiceover with De Niro, who wasn't there. They had a script person somewhere reading what De Niro was saying, so we paced it so that we didn't finish it too early or too late. Right. And, you know what I'm saying? So so we had to get it right. Now all I was worried about was stepping on the back of his shoe and taking it off. So I didn't want to get too close. I go, oh my luck, I'll be too close and I'll trip him up. So, you know what I mean? And that's what I was worried about. Oh my God, please, I don't want to be the one that does that. So, but it was funny. He was very cool and very nice. And I didn't know how that shot was going to work out. I thought either they were going to just do an establishing shot and then cut away to him, and we were seeing the whole time. And then last year when the Academy Awards were on, I got buzzed off the face of the earth when they showed it in the clip. And when he was up for Academy Award, they showed that little clip of
because you were right there.
So that was great. Yeah, so I made it to the Academy Awards. That may be it for me, but that's good enough. That's fine. You know what I mean? Hey, listen. It was fun though. He was fun. He was a lot of fun, and it was great working on that set with those people, and Scorsese, and all of that. You're getting coming out and you're getting pacing information from him, and how to do that. And then I watched, and I was listening to him on the first day when he's talking with Stephen Graham and Al Pacino, and they're working on a little improv, and he's discussing. I mean, he really gets in there and discusses with them. He's an actor's director, and he's great. He's great. I mean, I wish I could work with him a lot more on a bigger level, because that's every actor's dream. But I mean, but being that close was great enough. I mean, because you watched it, and I watched how they were working. It was just fantastic.
You never know.
Yeah, I was honored to be a part of it.
Maybe you'll work with him again. You never know.
You never know. Who knows? We'll see. Right? I hope so. That'd be nice. Yeah. That'd be nice.
I don't know if you saw last week's show. I don't think you did, but just to tell you this real quick, I'll make it quick. I had on a friend of mine who was in the movie The Godfather. And
right, I saw that, but I didn't see the show. But I saw you mentioned that she wasn't.
The story goes is that the producers walked into my dance studio, and they lined us all up looking for kids for the wedding scene, to run around for the wedding scene. They picked my girlfriend Grace Guidotti with her brother and sister, and they picked my girlfriend Maria DeMarco, and they picked Joey and Lisa Toy, who were half Asian, half Italian, and they picked Jimmy Ganaris to play Pacino's son Anthony, who's Greek. Okay. And I'm standing there, and I'm like, "What about me?" And they're like, "You don't look Italian." And the bottom line is I didn't look Italian. I'm 100% Sicilian, but
you don't look Italian.
Too Italian, right?
Yeah, right.
And they all still get residual checks. They're like pennies now, but
of course, famous, exactly.
Famous Godfather
2
story.
cents.
Yeah, that's
they put their 2 cents in. There you go. Exactly. Invest it wisely.
I said, if she would have banked every check she got, she would have had a nice penny.
Yeah.
But you spend it as you get it.
Of course, because in that business, we don't get it that often, especially residual checks. Yeah.
I want to thank Dan Romano for watching my show and Bruno Capola watching my show. Everybody watching the show, thank you so much for tuning in. Please like it. Please share it. I'm with Tony Welch. He's an actor, writer, producer. The man was in The Irishman, and there he was at the Academy Awards on the big screen. That's why I said to you, the poster size of that picture.
Yeah. Well, like I said, maybe someone sent me an 8x10 of it. Nice. So maybe the next one will be. I'll upgrade it to a poster.
It's great.
Yeah. I mean, that's a great shot. Yeah, it's a classic shot, actually. It really is. I mean, even when it's on Netflix, you see, they put it on the Netflix thing as
they show it all the time.
It's a classic. It gets a lot of play. So who knows?
Great.
Yeah, exactly.
So great. All right, listen, I want everyone to stay where you are. We have to take another quick break. Don't go away because we have so much more with Tony Welch. Don't go away.
Yep. I won't. No.
So where do you want to go tonight?
Why don't we go to Coasters?
Oh, cool. I heard it's a great place. Let's check it out.
Yeah, definitely.
All right. Oh my God. Coasters Tavern is located at 487 Newbridge Road in East Meadow. Their number's 516-557-2222. Kristen Tinsley is the Divine Comedian, tarot reads and spiritual medium. Please subscribe to her YouTube channel, The Divine Comedian. That's D-I-V-I-N-E, Comedian, F-E-M-E-D-I-A-N. Check it out and let her tell you what your future holds. Val's Crafty Creations. Are you looking for something personalized? She's the one to do it. She's on Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, Pinterest. Check it out. Val's Crafty Creations. From t-shirts, stemware, houseware. She does it all for any occasion. Val's Crafty Creations.
How you doing? It's Sal the Voice Valentinetti. Why are you watching me? You should be watching Teresa Canastraci Tea Time with Teresa Canastraci Farrell. And make sure you follow Teresa on Facebook, Tea Time with Teresa Canastraci Farrell. We'll see you there.
I love the way you say my name. I love it.
Hey everybody, welcome back to Tea Time. I'm so glad you're joining me tonight. I have Tony Welch with me. He's an actor, writer, producer. Before I get back to him though, I have to thank my sponsors. I want to thank Kristen Tinsley. Get in contact with her for a reading. She's amazing. And Val's Crafty Creations. Go to Etsy. All her stuff is on Etsy. She does great work too. Thank you to John York from General Hospital for the shout out from before. Hoping to get you on the show eventually. And thanks to Sal the Voice Valentinetti, who's in Florida enjoying the warm weather during the winter. Okay, so I'm back with Tony. Again, actor, writer, producer. He's been in many movies and series, including When Harry Met Sally, which is like one of my favorites. Were you in the famous I Want What She's Having scene?
No, I was in the other famous, well, I don't know if it's famous, not famous set. I was in the scene where they're double dating. You know, where they go on a double date and then they leave with the other people? Yeah, I'm chewing on a fake salad right behind Meg Ryan's head, basically, at the next table. That was what I was, yeah. But that was all day. That was at the Cafe Luxembourg, and that was a great day. But they had problems because I don't know if you've ever been there. There's so many mirrors in there, or there were at the time. They had a hard time getting the cameras so they couldn't be seen at each other. But that was great because all day we basically were getting stand-up comedy routines between Rob Reiner, who directed that, and Billy Crystal, who was there. That was a great day. That was a fun day too. So that was a fake salad. I really couldn't eat it. I just had to make it look like I was eating it. So the glamour of showbiz. I tell you.
That's it. Okay, so let's talk about Street Smart. Smart. You're the creative writer. You're the executive producer and act in it. And I love the concept of it. Can you just tell everybody the concept of the show?
Yeah, basically, it's about the opioid epidemic and the opioid addiction that we've been going through for several years now here in the country, and I want to approach it as a series because there are so many other elements that I want to tap into regarding this epidemic that I just really can't do it adequately in a 2-hour feature film format. That's the bottom line. All the other films that I've watched on it, they've all been great, honestly, and I admire them for what they're trying to do with this, like I'm trying to do. They're bringing it to the forefront. They're not glamorizing it or glorifying it, which I'm not going to either. So that's great. But there's so many other aspects to this epidemic and this problem that's not being touched on, that I want to bring it to light. And I don't want to make that like a docu-series or documentary, because there's so many others that are out there like that are very, very good. I want to bring that sort of information to it while also commercializing it with the story about organized crime and the street dealer, the drug dealer, which is why I sort of explained it as a Sopranos meets Breaking Bad. There are going to be elements of those two shows in it for the commercial aspect, not the glorification, but I want it because, obviously the more people that tune into it, the more the message gets out there. So, you might get one group with like a documentary type situation that wouldn't be as attracted to the commercial side. And there's another group that would be attracted to the commercial side with the organized crime element and all that wouldn't be attracted to the other side. If I can combine the two, which is what I'm trying to do, I feel we have a better chance at getting more people to get on board with this. And it's very important. I'm trying to really take away the stereotypes that are involved here and the misconceptions that people have about, you're a junkie, you're an addict, and you can control it. It's your own fault, and it's only a certain type of person that would get involved with this kind of stuff. And meanwhile, that is just not the case at all. And a lot of people, either they realize it and don't want to admit it, or they don't realize it and they need to learn about it. So that's what I'm trying to do.
Well, unfortunately, my daughter lost two 24-year-olds. They overdosed, unfortunately, and it's sad, especially during COVID. There's been so many more deaths because, I know that they kept
because of COVID, right? Exactly.
They kept liquor stores essential because it needed to be, but it just threw people into a deeper, darker hole. Yeah,
right. Exactly. People that never had that problem before developed that problem over COVID, the period of COVID. With the isolation, the people that really were already in rehabilitation got stopped cold because they couldn't they couldn't meet in person, so they stayed home. They didn't get there. They fell back. All right, and if they tried other things and they didn't have a person next to them to give them that shot to get them out of it, they OD'd and died. I just had a very close friend of mine. Her young daughter passed away from this, accidental too, because there's also a mixture and combinations and concoctions of things. They're putting it in things that you don't even think are drugs. There's a tea out there now. It's like an herbal, natural type of a tea that is used for ADHD. But it's really, if you take too much of it, it can act as an opiate, like an opiate. Yeah. But it's over the counter, and you can get it, so it's fine. That's the other thing. People think that I'm not hooked. I'm okay. I'm going to a doctor. I'm getting it written on a prescription. I'm going to a pharmacist. I'm not going to a street corner. I'm not getting it illicit, so I'm fine. It's no big deal. It's not the same. I'm okay. And that's that's not the case. And that's where I want to try to, tap into that part that people think that it's just a certain type of person, and it's not. It's not. It's that type of person plus many, many more. So. And
you have our friend Joe D'Onofrio is in it.
Joe D'Onofrio is in the pilot. John Imperioli in the pilot. We have our mutual friend Danielle Collette in the pilot. We have Joanna Pickering in the pilot. We have Sal Ardisi, Ron Gershio, who plays Johnny Manzo. I won't say more than that on that. And then we have Frances Mignano, also a mutual friend of ours, I believe. Frances, she plays Angelina Manzo. She did a great job within that pilot and in that scene. That scene that she did was just that. That's the essence of a truly a mother. It's called a mother's pain, and that's the rawness of what she created there. Yeah, exactly. That's the essence of it right there. So and it's hopefully it's Gotham Trinity Productions great crew. They're a great crew. They did the pilot. They did the trailer they put together. Great guys. Mike Graziuso, Todd Bavona, Mike Delagrazi, and their crew of people. They were great from start to finish. Very professional. I can't say enough about them. So it's a whole big team effort, and we're all together on this, and hopefully we will get a series order somewhere. Hopefully we'll get some financing somewhere, because it's an important message. And I have a lot of episodes. I have a season and a half already written.
Wow.
And hopefully we can get it done, and then we can get work for a lot of people too that we know, because there's a lot of opportunity out there for a lot of work if it goes. No, seriously, it's a series, and that helps too, because a lot of different roles, and we know a lot of good actors and great actors, and it's an important message. And a lot of actors have come to me also and said, I hope this goes, because I want to be involved in this, that are name recognition because of the topic of people they know. And I mean, this affects so many people. Even if it doesn't affect you as an addict, it affects people that are living with them just as much. And everybody somewhere along the line relates to this somehow on some level, I'm finding out. So, it's a big topic. It's an important topic. And I think it needs to be told. And so hopefully, right now we have the pitch package together, and we're ready to go out and kind of get that done now. We were ready last April, and we had a big screening planned in the city in Manhattan, and COVID went boom, and that was that. And so we put it online in September, but it wasn't the same. It's not the same. And so we're going to generate some new interest with that now, and hopefully it will take off as it should have last year.
I love the name of it, Street Smart, because growing up, kid, my dad was very street smart, street smart.
Well, okay.
What are you going to college for? To lose all your common sense? You need to be street smart.
Exactly. There you go. Exactly. These kids, they don't know. Right. Exactly. I tell the kid who plays my son. Yeah, he knows. I know how to handle myself. I can hit you. Yeah, but you got to be street smart. You don't know that part of it.
I remember my father.
You learn how to be street smart sometimes the hard way. That's the thing.
Right.
The hard way.
The school of hard knocks.
Exactly. That's exactly right. Yeah, exactly. Yeah. It's a rough education.
So this is your baby, and hopefully someone will pick it up.
Yes, we hope so. We hope so.
Yeah.
Yes. Yeah.
So tell me let's talk about VIP.
Yeah, VIP. VIP was, Marcus Reyes, that's his baby, one of his babies. And I'm scheduled to play Oscar Peruzi. It's an older character. And we actually had a table read for it in the city right before COVID struck.
I know.
And then they were planning the shooting schedule for the first, I think, couple of days of shooting. And that's when that outbreak in New Rochelle, I don't know if you remember, started. And it was a hot spot in New Rochelle. And and they were scheduled to start shooting, I think later that week at Rye Playland, which was not too far from there.
Right.
So they said, nope, that's it. And then it just started and snowballed, and everything shut down, and that was that. So now we're going to see. But now, it is a SAG project. It's scheduled to be a SAG project. So I don't know what the situation is with that, with the COVID, precautions and the COVID guidelines. That will increase the budget. That was a lot less money. That now will be probably more money, to be realistic. I might produce this out on that. I told Marcus it's now that's going to raise budgets a little bit more until they get past that. With the screenings and the COVID protocol and all that. So we'll see what happens with that.
Well, let me ask you a question for people, and I've heard both sides of this argument. For people who are not SAG yet,
right,
and doing a lot of indies and doing a lot of projects, but then again, it's a union thing, and I mean. Do you recommend for actors out there to become SAG as soon as they can, or to hold off on it because there's more non-union work?
Well, some people will say work is work. You know what I mean? And I agree. I'm SAG though, and I think that there's certain agents that may not want to work with non-SAG. Possibly not all, but some. Right. They can't put you up for a lot of roles necessarily. And there's a lot of precautions that are not taken on non-union films. I mean, I've seen this, and if there's an issue there, you can't go to anybody. Who are you going to go to? You have no protection whatsoever. You know what I'm saying? So at least whether SAG gets you the satisfaction you're looking for or not, ultimately through a complaint, at least they're there to go to and they can look into it. So I just think it's I think ultimately you should want to be in SAG. I mean,
Yeah, I mean, that's the
ultimately.
goal.
So
That's
if
the
you have
goal.
an opportunity,
Yeah.
if you have an opportunity, why wouldn't you want to be in SAG? Yeah.
But how
So,
does
for
one
me,
get
yeah.
how does one get a SAG card these days? Are they still giving out vouchers? What are they doing now?
Well, I don't know, because like I said, I got mine in 1985. I got mine before the merger. So I got mine. You got a speaking part, or you didn't get it. There was no vouchers back then. No such
Right.
thing as vouchers. No
Right.
such thing as actually working. That didn't exist. I think that came into existence maybe when they merged. I'm not too sure.
Yeah.
But I know when I was starting out and I got it, there was no. You either got a contract for a speaking part, or you didn't, and that was it. You know what I mean? So I don't really know now. But I heard some of my friends that have come into it later on. Yeah, I think they're still doing vouchers, but I can't say because I'm not up on that anymore.
Yeah.
So once I got in, I don't care. I hate to say that, but I'm in. So I don't know about what you need now, but I think you do. I mean, you can tap, like there were some people on Street Smart and some other productions that I worked with that you can tap Hartley people, and so it must be the same thing. You can apply that,
Right.
you can to a voucher, like I guess, system, and get in. But I don't know. I would say the best thing to do is really, and I should do it myself now. Actually, got me thinking. Just to go on the website and look and see what the requirements are now, because I don't honestly know. But I think they're still doing vouchers. I think they are. But I would do it. I mean, look, I think every actor that really wants to be in film and TV ultimately wants to get a SAG card.
Absolutely. Absolutely.
So if you have an opportunity, I would say, yeah, you might get less work, but not to be cliche. And I don't mean to, and I'm just going to sound bad. I'm probably going to get killed for this. I don't mean to insult non-union productions, but it's quality over quantity. And if you get less, but you get better pay and better protection and residuals and possibly down the line, you're gonna like it better and enjoy it better than if you go to something that you might work 15 hours a day for $100 flat and there's no protection or whatever. I don't even know what the rates are for that. So again, there are a lot of good non-union productions and films, and believe me. So I don't want to get insult them.
I know.
But ultimately, I think you want to be in SAG, and once you're in SAG, you got to be careful not to bounce.
I came from a union family, so my dad's always asking me about it. So
yeah, well, I would do it. I would do it. I mean, if I had the opportunity, I would always do it, because if you want to ultimately if you want to climb, then you will need to be, because there are certain productions that TV, film, that they're going to offer it to agents who have SAG clients first, obviously.
Right. Yeah.
That's just the bottom line. They are, for the most part. I believe. So, that's it.
We're going to take our last commercial break, Tony.
Okay.
Thank you,
All right,
for
Teresa.
watching the
Thank
show.
you.
Please like the show. Please share it. All right. Don't go away, everyone. Stay right there. Tony's going to be back with me after these messages. Thank you.
So where do you want to go tonight?
Are you bored?
Oh my God.
Hold on tight. We're gonna coast this.
Coasters Tavern is located at 487 New Bridge Road in East Meadow. Their number's 516-557-2222. Kristen Tinsley is the Divine Comedian, tarot reads, and spiritual medium. Please subscribe to her YouTube channel, The Divine Comedian. That's DIVINE, Comedian, FEMEDIAN. Check it out and let her tell you what your future holds. Val's Crafty Creations. Are you looking for something personalized? She's the one to do it. She's on Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, Pinterest. Check it out. Val's Crafty Creations. From t-shirts, stemware, houseware. She does it all for any occasion. Val's Crafty Creations.
Hey, everybody. Welcome back. I'm so glad you're joining me tonight because I have actor, writer, producer. He does it all. Tony Welch is with me. And I just want to say thank you to Kristen Tinsley again and Val's Crafty Creations. Go to Etsy. Etsy. See all her stuff. Okay. Thank you for watching, everybody. I appreciate your love, your support. I am doing this 2 years already. Can you believe this? I can't believe it. I'm on season 2 with Bobby, and I'm just so excited. I've been having such great guests, and I'm happy that Tony's able to join me tonight. Thank you for taking the time out and joining me. I appreciate it.
Well, thank you for asking me to be on. Thank you. I appreciate it. I'm having fun.
So listen, you've worked on great films, and NTV, like Law and Order. Everyone's like on my daughter's like, when you make it, Ma, you'll be on Law and Order. Then you made it. I'm like, okay, whatever you said.
Okay.
Like,
I think every New York actor eventually has to get on Law and Order.
I know.
I'm surprised that everyone hasn't yet. I'm pretty sure. Yeah.
It's true. But listen, when Harry Met Sally and You've Got Mail and The Irishman, that you're up there front and center with Pacino. I mean, that's just like a high, just like a high, really. Yeah. But I want to ask you: is there anybody? Is there any actress, like your fantasy actress that you want to play opposite of?
Wow. Let me see. Yeah, I'm out of the loop on younger actresses. I can tell you that. I shouldn't be, but I am. No, I've always wanted to. Well, no, actually, I mean, I really enjoy now watching the work of Nicole Kidman a lot. Still Julia Roberts. I would always like to. That was one of my, people I would like to work with. Meryl Streep. These are classic. These are strong. Yeah. Strong actresses, and they all. I was
watching the remake of Manchurian Candidate with her the other night.
Mm-hmm. Who's that? Meryl Streep.
Yeah. She's just flawless. She's up there. I mean, these are actors that I would love to eventually work with, and I mean, and they're all doing a lot of great work. I mean, Nicole Kidman is really. The more I watch her now, she's really. She's developed into a really, really strong actress, in my opinion. I mean, before she was always good, but I'm watching her on The Undoing, and and what is it, Big Little Lies, and really, that character she played in Big Little Lies was really, really good. So what would be what would be the ultimate role for you to play? Like, do you have like something in the back of your mind that you'd really like to do?
Interesting parts. I really love interesting characters. So I mean, something that would go against the maybe. I mean, I get an opportunity to play a dirty cop, maybe in Bensonhurst. If I play that, that would be. There's a lot to work with. I like the anti-heroes. Okay. Basically, the anti-hero roles. Okay, they're interesting. They're more interesting to play. I find. Did you
do anything with Comedy Central? Did you do anything?
That was Broad City. That was Broad City.
Oh, that was Broad City. Yeah.
That was Broad City. That was the one. Yeah, that was fun. That was with Rachel Dratch. I did a scene with Rachel Dratch and Elena Glazer. Yeah, that day was very, very. That was 2019. That was an August day in New York City, doing one of the biggest stretches of a heat wave ever. I don't know if you remember, but it was like literally. This is literal numbers. It was like 97 degrees. Yeah. And I bet 99% humidity on the day I shot. It was all outdoors, Madison Square Park. Okay. I was in a suit and tie jacket, and it was like unbelievably oppressive. I mean, there were heat warning advisories, things like that. I mean, we were drinking water and it was coming out of us as fast as we were drinking it. It was really one of those, but it was the fun crew, fun show, fun people to work with. So, and I mean, comedy I find to be very difficult, but even with the comedy, I played it very serious, and that's why they wanted. I think. Abby Jacobson directed that episode, and she said, that's what don't play for the laugh, you play for the seriousness. And I was bummed out that this was all over, and it was like the end of this outdoors, and and that's what they really, that's what they were looking for. So it was a great. That was a great day. That was a great time. And fun to work on that. I enjoyed that. Yeah,
listen, we only have 5 minutes left, and I want everyone to follow you. Tell everyone how they can follow you. Tell them about the Facebook page for Street Smart. Tell them all the information where they can.
Sure. Well, there is a Street Smart Facebook page. Okay. There is and then you can follow me and get information on Street Smart on my personal Facebook page, Tony Welch. And I have an actor writer Facebook page. That's Anthony Welch, because for SAG, I go by Anthony for professional reasons. Okay. So Tony, my friends, and you're my friend now. So Tony, but for professional purposes and SAG and everything else, it's Anthony. So I have a page for that. And I have Instagram, Tony Welch, and Tony official Tony Welch on Instagram. Where the official page is mostly going to be just for Street Smart, behind the scenes shots, information news, and so that's on Instagram. So they can follow me there. And then eventually we're working on getting a website up for Street Smart, but that's in the works. So we'll see what happens with that.
That video you posted with Jamie, that was a great video.
Jamie Lee Curtis, yeah. Well, I kind of I know her sister Kelly for many years. We were in the theater group together in New York. Mm-hmm. So, and I kind of, had some dealings with her a little bit with Kelly and that. And so, it's very courageous what she's doing too. That coming out like that and admitting that she has this problem. So I meant it. It was very courageous of her, and the candor is great. And it's important that she let people know, because there's somebody else. Again, you wouldn't look at her. She writes children's books. She is a star, and she has a family, and she's been married for so many years to Chris Guest, and she's got it all together, except that she doesn't have it all together. And we think that, and that's what I'm saying. That's the misconception that I'm talking about. You only see certain people that are drug addicts and strung out, and you stay away from them, and everybody else is fine.
But there's a lot of working addicts out there. There's working
alcoholics. Oh, absolutely. There's working addicts that are doctors themselves, that are pharmacists themselves, that are teachers, that are EMT drivers, that are cops, that are firefighters, that are, you name it, they are. And a lot of them think because, I got hurt and I got, I needed a prescription for 1 month, and they gave me a 90-day prescription, and I kept on taking it, and now I can't get off it. But it's okay. I can quit anytime I want. And before you know it, you're not realizing these are people that are working in your everyday life that sometimes are responsible for saving your life.
Yeah.
And they're not too stable themselves.
Do you think they're too fast? Do you think they're too fast to write that prescription?
They're too fast to write that prescription because one of the elements we're going to get into is that the pharmaceutical sales reps that come in, that push them with broad. I mean, it starts from Washington, with the lobbyists in Washington for the big pharmaceutical companies, that come up with the big lobbying money to do this, that, and the other thing. I mean, why do you think we have drugs that have 38 pages of side effects if they're really taking their time to do it the right way? They push it through, and then they push it to the sales reps, and the sales reps push it to the doctors, and the doctors push it to the patients, and before you know it, I heard a story from someone who said, I needed something for pain for toothache for like maybe a week. Right. And they wrote out a prescription for a month. I said, what did you write for a month? Well, we just, don't worry. Keep them on hand. If you need them, you'll have them.
Yeah.
And before you know, and with Jamie, she'll tell you the stuff. Kelly got hurt. Kelly was working on a play.
Wow.
And hurt her back. And she was staying with Kelly. All right. She was staying with Jamie Lee at her house. And basically she didn't like the way it made her feel. So she put him in a suitcase. And Jamie was looking around, and she found some, and she started taking them. And Jamie said she was talking about the 5-finger discount. She was talking about. She'd take them from here, take them from there, and before you know it, they are too fast to write them out. They really are, and they write them out for too long. You need a week, and they give you a 30-day supply or 40, whatever the case may be. Yeah. And most people won't throw them out; they'll hold on to them. And if they have a bad day or a tough day, or it's a little damp out and the arm hurts, boom, and before you know it.
Right.
But I can quit anytime I want. And then when they realize they can't quit anytime they want, we've got problems. And that's what happens. So.
Yeah. Well, I know I appreciate, that's why I really do like Street Smart. I really do. I love the concept. I love that, you're really taking a big bite that other people will not take. And
it's an ambitious goal, but we're going to try. I figure if I am going to fail, I'm going to fail going big.
Yeah, but I don't think you are. I think that you're hitting the nail on the head, and you're really presenting it in a way that it needs to be shown.
Thank you. Yeah, I think so too. Thank you. We feel that way too.
I don't think anything should be sugar coated. I think as real and as raw as you can get. I think that's what's going to shake people up.
Well, that's what we're going for. Real raw, and it's going to be different demographics. Everybody, we know who it does affect. Some people don't know who it does affect, and we're going to try to show that too. So, That's how we're going to approach it. So I appreciate that.
I could keep talking to you forever. This is great.
Same here. Same here.
I want to. You stay where you are. Don't go away. But everybody, thank you so much for watching. Like the show, please share it. Tony Welch, actor, writer, producer. Go to his page, Tony Welch. He's on Instagram. There's the Street Smart page on Facebook. And check out that picture of him behind Pacino from The Irishman because it's classic. I love it. It's great.
Thank you.
So I want to thank everyone for tuning in. I also want to tell, I just want to say, Cousin Bill, rest in peace. And for everyone else out there, I'll see you next week. Stay safe. Ciao.